Just trying to do some quick setup here. Make sure it's streaming. And I will be right back to check if it's working upstairs. Just a moment. It's working. All right. Hey Google, play East Forest Prana.
Okay, here's the album Prana from your Google Play Music library.
Hey Google, Volume 5. Shall we? Hey Google, Volume 4. Now we may begin. So, it's been a bit since my last session. Coronavirus. It's got you doing all kinds of things. Hey Google, Volume 3. Let's take a second to be present. Take a deep breath in. And an exhale all the way out. In through the diaphragm, then the chest. Then exhale through the chest, then through the diaphragm. And one more. It's nice to start with a little relaxation. So, we were talking about the yamas and the niyamas previously, and I had them written down, but I have since misplaced that paper. So I'm going to look up the second of the 5 yamas. Isn't it great? The internet just allows us to know all things. Okay, so last session we did ahimsa, which is non-harming. And then number 2 is satya, which is not listed as the negative form in the way that the other yamas are. It's benevolent truthfulness. It's like it's a statement of truth saying and truth living. That if you wish to be lined up with your own heart and really following your own way, truthfulness is required in not just your speech but in your actions. That when something is true and you know it to be so, you carry out your actions in line with that truth. Hey Google, Volume 2. And so, for example, if you know that eating 2 portions of your food is going to cause you a stomach ache instead of 1, and you know that you do not want that stomach ache, you can use the truthfulness to yourself to believe the statement that you state in your mind, even if it's not by word, that you know it's going to be the case, and therefore it will be. And so you can trust yourself and your intuition when you're able to give truthfulness to the character of your intuition's statements to you. And that comes through first practicing truthful words, then practicing truthful alignment with your words leading to actions. And then eventually, through mastery of satya, there's legends spoken of the yogis that when they say things as they are, they come about. It's as if their will causes change in reality. But I think that it's more about learning how truth works, so that all that you say naturally must come about, because you would never say something that would not. It's like it's less about causing magic to happen, you know, and more about learning what natural law guides reality towards, so that you may always speak in line with natural law. So that's the second of the yamas. I'll continue talking about more of the other ones later, but I like to start on a sort of learning note to help guide people in the long run toward what yoga is really all about, which is upliftment of the soul and the body and the mind together toward that ideal that you can form. So, to begin, let's warm up. Go ahead and come into a standing position. I'm going to inhale, bring your arms out with your feet close together. And exhale, bending the knees, engaging the arms as if you're vibrating and doing an isometric while you move. Then double breath in, double breath out. Double breath in. Really engage with a bunch of your body to warm up your whole body. One more. Great. Then we're going to march in place and say the affirmation. I am awake and ready. 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 And the more engaged you get in it, the more you mean the affirmation, the more it becomes true. And so, then we shift to jogging in place and breathing. Get those heels up high if you can. And breathe. Trying to get our blood flowing here. And slow it down. Then we're going to bend our left leg, engaging on the way up, then relax, engage on the way down. Flex and extend. Flex and extend, and one more. Flex, and then you're going to rotate your ankle. There we go. Rotate your ankle in a circular motion. Then go the other direction. And then we're going to switch to our right leg. Engage on the way up, relax. Engage on the way down, relax. And breathe. Really put some force in the calves and in the quads while you do this. And then rotate. And then the other direction. Great. Now we're going to put our fingertips on our shoulders and do some nice rotations. big old rotations. Using your whole shoulder cuff in that motion and your elbows. Keep going. Feel it start to warm up. Feel it. And other direction. And breathe. Keep your gaze a little bit lifted. You'll notice that mine drops down to the camera angle a little bit every now and again. That's just to make sure that I'm in the center frame. But normally, you want to keep your chin elevated and your gaze slightly lifted as if in a distant horizon. And then relax. Next, we're going to explode our fingertips as if we're shaking some water into our friends' faces as a playful gesture. Down and then out to the sides. It's going to be kind of difficult to keep doing if you're exploding with the right kind of intensity. And then out forward. And then up above. And relax. Whew. Shake your arms out a little bit. Come around to the back. Wrap them around. Good old-fashioned Michael Phelps. And then we're going to take our hands down by our sides and we're going to rotate our torso while our lower half rotates the other way. And so you'll see, it's kind of difficult with these pants because they're black, but it's kind of like you're rotating to push your lower spine one way and your upper spine the other way to create a twist. And breathe during it. And then for the top half, arms forward. Pull the bow backward as you look around, keeping your hips facing forward. Pull the bow. And keep going. Really engage through the spine and through the arms as you breathe. Good. So we've got both our lower back and our upper back warmed up. Now we're going to go down to tabletop for cat and cow. So hands beneath your shoulders. You're going to inhale and exhale, rounding your back for cat. And then inhale, curling first the tailbone, then working its way up as a massage to extend, pushing your hands down into the ground and your shoulders on your back for cow. Inhale, then exhale for cat. Then inhale for cow. Keep this going. If you need to put some micro movements in, you can work your way forward or back. And go a little bit side to side. You're trying to wake up those muscles. Get the spine nice and lubricated and happy. Next, we're going to bring our left arm up overhead with an inhale, then exhale, bring it down through the keyhole. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale, and exhale. Then come back to tabletop, right hand up overhead, then exhale. Inhale, exhale, Inhale. And exhale. And back to tabletop. We're going to bring our left hand out in front of us, palm facing the center line, and flex our ankle as we extend, reaching forward and backward to stretch those nerves and muscles. Then exhale, coming back down. Inhale, right hand extends, left foot extends. Ground down through both your knees and your feet and your hands with strength and foundation. And inhale. Exhale, coming back down. Inhale, rise. Really stretch. Inhale. And exhale, coming back down. One more. Really extend in both directions. Then come back down. Now, we're going to do a seated neck warm-up where you're going to put your hands on your knees, or on your thighs rather, and extend your spine so that you can feel that it's nice and elongated. You can feel it in your lower back by pushing a little bit more down on your thighs, and then keep your neck nice and engaged as you begin to rotate. Imagine a pen on your head, drawing a circle above you. And breathe, keeping the gaze lifted, even if your eyes are closed. Then change direction. And then relax the tension in the neck and keep rotating, widening the range of motion and massaging the vertebra of the neck as you do so. Nothing too intense, not completely letting go of your neck. Just widening it as you're relaxed. And change direction. If you need to change the shape to less of a circle and more of a D shape to protect the back of your neck, that's okay. Don't force it. This is about opening up your muscles and joints, not about causing pain or extensive cracking. That's not really good for you to do a ton of that crack. And relax. Then we're going to come back up to standing position. And we're going to do a full body tense, skipping the 20-part body recharging exercise, as we double breathe in and tense the whole body. Double breath out. Double breath in. Really vibrate it. And double breath out. Then one more. Double breath in. And double breath out. Now that we've got all of our nerve channels nice and open, we're going to go into tree pose. I'm going to rotate just a little bit to finish that warm up, and then shift my weight to my left foot, bringing my right hip open into a kickstand or above. This time I'm going to do it up here. I challenge you to find the spot that's right for you. Inhale. Keep a soft bend in that lower leg. Keep your foot planted with a firm foundation. Keep your shoulders relaxed down. Yet your hands reaching up. Your gaze lifted. focusing on a point on the wall or an object far away. And breathe with the diaphragm, expanding the abdomen as you do so. Then mentally affirm, I am calm, I am poised. I am calm, I am poised. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, relaxing and releasing your leg back to the ground. Tune in to where that's engaged and release. Then shifting to your right side, bringing your foot into position. These pants are quite baggy. Ooh. My right hip is having a bit more difficulty than my left. Totally normal. Inhale. Exhale, relax your shoulders onto your back. Engage your hips in your tailbone, in your thigh, and your calves to lift as if there's a center column running through your whole body that support revolves around. Extending up like a trunk, then the branches reaching up to the sky to grasp the air and the sun. I am calm, I am poised. If you need to come down in a kickstand, do so. But go ahead and hold this for a while. And remember to breathe. Inhale. And exhale, coming back down. Wiggle a little bit. Find the relaxation in your neutral mountain pose. And then we'll come into chair position. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Coming up onto the balls of your feet slightly. Exhale, keeping the spine neutral and vertical. Coming down into an engaged position with your tailbone tucked forward. Your shoulders on your back, your hands lifted up parallel to the ground. Engagement in the legs. Elongation in the spine, neck back so that you're in line with your shoulders. And breathe. Find the stable point for you. And challenge yourself to stay engaged and relaxed at the same time. Gaze fixed and slightly lifted as if at a distant mountaintop. And smile as you mentally affirm, my body is no burden. It is light as air. Keep holding. The energy in your body says you can do it. If you say you can do it. Then bring your arms down. Inhale, sweeping up. Exhale, bringing your arms back to center and your heels down to earth to enjoy mountain pose for just a moment. Then stepping your feet out to a wide stance, about 3 feet apart. You're going to check your hips. Make sure those are nice and square. Rotate your left foot out 90 degrees and bring your right toes inward so that you line your knee up with your toes when you look at it. Then inhale, exhale, bringing that right knee in the front, or left knee in the front to a bend, keeping your torso lifted up vertical to the ground, rotating that neck and exhaling into your posture. If you want to go deeper, make sure your knee's not going past your ankle, so you can bring your back foot backward a little bit if you want to go deeper, making sure that your torso is nice and elongated through your neutral spine. Your hips are opening and providing support through both of your feet, like so, and hold. Stretching the arms out to the edges of the universe, your neck lifted to the sky by the skull, and your feet grounded down firm, connecting with the earth. And hold. This is a good one to hold for a while. It'll get harder and harder even if you stand still. But Warrior 2 is all about proving to yourself that you can endure. Being strong in the face of adversity, which we all need practice in. As you mentally affirm, I joyfully manifest the power of God. I joyfully manifest the power of God. Then to come up, inhale, bring the neck forward, rotate that foot back to the front after unbending it, and then slowly work your way up to mountain pose. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out. Deep breath in, deep breath out, and then come back to about 3 feet apart. Check your hips to make sure they're lined up with your ankles, that you're not bending forward or pivoting like this. And there we go. This time you're going to bend your right foot outward. Check that knee, that it's tracking in line. Bring the toes forward and back. Inhale. Exhale. Going down into warrior. Making sure your hips are square and opened up like this to enable you to protect those knees. Because if your hips aren't opened, then your knees are going to be rotating against your hips. I'm going to go a little bit deeper. I challenge you to challenge yourself, but to know your boundaries of injury. If you feel something beginning to actually hurt, come out a little bit. It's okay to stay engaged less deep. You're still challenging yourself in that way by protecting your body, though. Also, to ground down into the floor, you can bring your hips flexing inward together to lift up through the hips, and that will ground down through your feet at the same time. Inhale deep. I joyfully manifest the power of God. I joyfully manifest the power of God. Then inhale, unbending that knee, bringing your foot forward, and slowly working back to mountain. Inhale. Arms up, sweeping down to forward fold. This time keeping your back neutral. Finding the first point of resistance in your hamstrings as you tilt your thighs and protect your lower back by extending throughout. Hold it there for a bit with a soft bend in the knees. Inhale and exhale, relaxing a little bit deeper. Then inhale, elongate through the spine, and exhale, releasing down toward the ground. As you mentally affirm, nothing on earth can hold me. Nothing on earth can hold me. Relax into this pose. Don't force yourself down. Allow gravity to do the work. As your back opens up. Then inhale, slowly working your way back to a neutral spine first. Then exhale, coming back to neutral. Feeling the energy as you return to neutral position. Now we're going to do the same. Inhale. Exhale, working down through forward fold again. Engaging first in the extended position. Exhale, releasing down. And then walking the hands out to downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. For a better view, I'll turn a bit. Your toes are on the ground and your heels extend toward the ground, but keeping a soft bend in your knees, tilt your tailbone upward to the sky in order to encourage bending at the hip more so than anything else, as a way of engaging through the feet, the calves, the back, the shoulders, fingertips wide, planted your whole hand into the ground. Stable. As you mentally affirm, calmness radiates from every fiber of my being. Calmness radiates from every fiber of my being. Keep engaging and relax into the pose. Then to come out, inhale. Exhale, releasing your knees to the ground. Bring your hands back to the crease between your thighs and your waist. Inhale. Exhale. Relaxed. coming onto the knees. We're going to do gate pose, Parigasana, bringing the left foot out at 90 degrees. Come a little bit more to the right so you can see my toes. You're going to check your hip alignment to make sure that your hips are facing forward. Your toes can come a little bit forward if you need to protect your hip, if your hip's not widening a lot. Then inhale. Sweep the arm up, keeping a soft bend in that side leg. Reach as you exhale. Extend as you inhale. Reach as you exhale. Relaxing in the side body, but lifting up so that you don't crunch down in that lower side. Breathing through the abdomen. Parigasana, gate pose. Waves of joy surge upward through my spine. Waves of joy surge upward through my spine. Then inhale, bending that knee, coming back to Vajrasana for a moment. Palms facing up, deep inhale. Exhale all the way. And inhale. Lifting up. Then bringing your right leg out to a 90-degree angle. Keeping tall through the hips. Finding square hips so that you're not dropping down or lifting up too much on either side. You've got nice perpendicular alignment with that spine. Maybe bring your toes forward a little bit if you need to, if your hips aren't opening very much in the back part. Then inhale. Exhale. Reaching. Keeping the body between two panes of glass, not tucking your butt out or forward. Just reaching to the side with your shoulders in line with your hips. Soft bend in the knee on the right side. Inhale. Exhale. Keeping your shoulder lifted and your chest open. Keeping that soft bend in the knee and the feet planted on the ground. Inhale, bending that knee, and then coming back to Vajrasana. Next, we're going to do a hip opener, Baddha Konasana, which is triangle pose or bound angle pose. Triangle pose is very different. Bringing your feet together and pushing them together with your muscles of your legs. Find the bend through your hip, not through your lower back. Come forward first with your spine neutral and your fingers interlaced over your toes to keep them warm. Then inhale. Exhale, deepen slightly. Inhale and exhale, rounding through the spine to relax. Keeping the feet engaged and pressed together. Mentally affirm, secure in myself, I accept whatever is. Secure in myself, I accept whatever is. Then inhale, lengthening through the spine. Coming back up to seated position. Inhale and exhale deep as you relax. Then to complement that forward bend, we're going to do Dhanurasana or bow pose. If you have difficulty with reaching back behind you, I encourage you to grab a belt or a strap and wrap it around your ankles as you do this instead of using your hands to grab on. If you have any lower back issues, make sure that it's not too deep of a stretch. Don't go quite as far as I'm going to go, for example. Grab onto the stem of the leg, the shin, just above the ankle. Then bring your knees together so that they're in line with your hips. Keeping your knees bent, lifting your chest up off the ground. Pull on your arms using your legs' force to rise up. Just this little bit will be a good amount for anybody with lower back pain. As you protect your spine by grounding your tailbone down as you do so. Inhale, lift, exhale as you relax. Breathing deep through the diaphragm. I recall my scattered forces to recharge my spine. Mentally affirm, I recall my scattered forces to recharge my spine. Inhale, exhale, come down and relax with your head on your two hands underneath. Then coming back up to tabletop. We're going to do a core strengthener. There's lots of different ways to do this one. You can go with whatever's the right challenge level for you. But it starts by extending your feet down below you. Find a comfortable position for your tailbone to sit down in. Then you can keep your hands down, palms facing the ground, to push against the earth with your shoulders relaxed and on the back as you bring your toes pointed, lifting your feet with your legs with a soft bend in the knees up into the air. Ground your tailbone down and make sure your lower back presses against the earth to protect it. You're not going to let your spine come out too far. And hold. And relax. And we're going to go back into it. This time, we're going to bring the torso up as well. Inhale and exhale, reaching the toes out to the distance. Keeping your spine neutral, balancing on the tailbone, keeping your lower back from rounding by elongating the spine. Keep your spine lifted. And breathe deep as you hold. Keep holding and relax. Great work, everyone. And then to engage some of those lower ab muscles in your thighs, keeping your palms down on the ground, we're going to bring our heels back toward our fingertips until they're almost touching, but with our knees in line with our hips, not too wide apart. You're going to keep your hands pressed against the earth and your shoulders on your back, tucked scapula against the spine. Inhale. Exhale as you press with your feet, lifting your pelvis up to the sky, bringing your pelvis in line with your knees and your shoulders to create a slope or an incline that's nice and neutral and straight. Tuck your tailbone to make sure that you're not rounding too much through your back. And hold. This is the first phase of bridge, or Setu Bandhasana. If you'd like to hold this, it can be nice and engaging for a lot of people. But for me, I've got big thighs because I used to weigh a lot more than this. So I'm going to challenge myself a little bit more by interlacing my fingertips below my back, working my shoulders underneath me. Then inhale, exhale, pushing up even further, keeping my hands coming down toward the ground. Keeping my spine elongated and my legs engaged and my feet planted through foundation. As I mentally affirm, I offer every thought as a bridge to divine grace. And release. Then, to finish, go ahead and find a wall that you can tuck yourself up against and place your legs up in the air. This type of inversion will really help with returning some of that blood back to your torso and engaging some of your veins and capillaries that otherwise don't get a lot of blood pressure change. You can flex your legs like this. You can point them if you want to. You can alternate in the middle of the pose, whatever is comfortable for you. And if you'd like, you can also go into a shoulder stand, bringing your feet against the wall. I'm going to tuck a little bit closer and protect my spine, my neck with this cushion. It's especially important in this pose, shoulder stand, to protect that natural curvature of the spine. Inhale, exhale, pushing up. Bring your hands onto the mid-back, working your elbows closer together. And breathing. Coming down, massaging the spine as you do so, as a string of pearls lays onto the ground. Enjoy that a little bit more if you wish to gradually release. Then come back down. Into Shavasana. My favorite yoga pose. Grab a blanket if you wish. And relax with your palms facing up, down on the ground. Adjust your necklaces if you have to. And find a comfortable body position to remain still, whatever that means for you. Reaching your toes out in a distance, tucking your shoulders and your scapula onto the back, opening your chest, tucking your tailbone, lifting the head and elongating, and then laying back down. Whatever you've got to do. Could be all of those things, more or less. But find relaxation and breathe. Hey Google, play Shavasana playlist.
Sure, playing your Spotify playlist called Savasana.
Hey Google, Volume 4. Hey Google, Volume 5. Inhale. Exhale. Then inhale deep, and then we're going to sigh out that breath. All together now. One more. Then one more. Then resume natural breathing, unguided, uncontrolled, as your body releases its need of oxygen and calms to a slow rhythm. And then just enjoy the silence. Tune in to your particular interior state and release the tension into the silent ether. Keep the gaze slightly lifted, the face relaxed, the torso and extremities sunken into the earth, melting like jello on a hot day, vanishing. Engaged in the relaxation, present awareness, appreciating the moment. As your slow, uncontrolled breath gives you peace and calm meant just for you. Google, Volume 7. of Shavasana. Slowly begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. Gradually rotate your wrists and ankles. Hey Google, volume 4. Your hips and shoulders. You can begin to move those. Stretch. Bring your right arm up above you and bend your left knee. Rotate onto your right side. Support your head with your arm. Curl into the fetal position. And relax for a moment as your body reacclimates to wakefulness. Slowly work your way back up to a seated position. Hey Google, pause. And then we can begin meditation. Find a comfortable seated position. And take a few deep breaths. Switch to oceanic breathing, Chandra Beta, Pranayama. I believe that's the right word. Where you're, as if you're fogging up a pane of glass. Do that, but with your nose. As you inhale. And exhale. In a 1-to-1 ratio. resume normal, uncontrolled breathing as you practice your personal meditation technique. Keep the posture lifted, keeping the gaze lifted. Keeping your goal lifted as you practice an ancient art that allows your wisdom and your clarity to grow day by day. And relax as you do so. Don't stay tense. Become still as water is still. Settled into its natural resting position. Where a neutral spine contains the least muscular effort. chant the Gayatri mantra to close. Join me along if you know the words. If you don't, keep your eyes closed and appreciate the vibration of the ancient Sanskrit as this mantra guides you toward enlightenment. Om Bhuvaha Swaha. Om Tat Saviturvaraniyam. Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi. Diyo yo naha prachodhayatum. Om Bhuvaha Swaha. Om Tat Saviturvaraniyam. Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi. Diyo yo naha prachodhayatum. Om Bhuvaha Swaha. Om Tat Saviturvaraniyam. Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi. Diyo yo naha prachodhayatum. The spirit within me honors and bows to the spirit within you. Namaste. Thank you very much. I hope you have a great day.